It's easier to fool somebody than to convince them they've been fooled, and even then it's f***ing hard to have them admit it.
What in the world are you talking about, man? No guitar player ever has spent way too much money on stuff they didn't need. All right there. Yeah, this is a full-size 120 watt amp, by the way, guys. Fender totally rocks. Hey everybody, hope you had an awesome Christmas, and as we're rolling into New Year's, it's kind of that dull spot in between the two, so I'm trying not to work too hard. We're gonna have a follow-up on that Harley Benton Greenback cab video in a few days, and I'll reveal which cabinet was which and who won them. I'm just waiting to hear back from the winners. I've already chosen them. Here's the thing, guys, check your spam folders. Make sure you don't have a "you're a winner" sitting in there, because that would really suck if you won something and didn't check your email. That's for sure. All right, anyway, let's get to your comments and questions right now.
Big fan of your work, but Fender will forever be imitated but never duplicated. G.O.A.T status.
Yeah, man, you are absolutely right. Fender totally rocks. I love this guitar. The Strat just absolutely fucking rules. It will never, ever be beaten. This is definitely one of my favorite guitars ever. Oh, shit.
Me, shows this to my friend on the overdrive. D sounded the best. Me, D is the Harley Benton. My friend, no, never mind, it sounds like shit, the last ball is better. Harley Benton shit and Glenn is just deceiving his audience. Me, well, how the tables turn.
For all you guys who want to record bands, remember this. This is the typical musician you're dealing with, and these are the guitar players. The guitar players are supposed to be the smart guys in the band. This is what you're going to have to create music with. Have fun with that. And all joking aside, this is a phenomenal guitar. This is one of my absolute favorites, and the fact you could get it for $269 is just a steal beyond belief. Ignore at your own risk. Truly great guitars don't necessarily have a huge price tag attached to them. Hell, Edward Van Halen's first guitar was his Frankenstein model, a model that most guitar collectors and aficionados probably would have turned their noses up during the time he was using it. But somehow he managed to make history with that guitar. Remember what Obi-Wan Kenobi said.
Your eyes can deceive you, don't trust them.
If you can afford a Mesa cab, get it. You want to stand out from the bunch? Step your skills up.
You know what? You're absolutely right, man. The key to standing out from the crowd is just work on those skills so you'll stand apart from everybody while using the exact same gear. I mean, like, for example, let's take a look at all the awesome guys playing on Mesa Vintage 30 cabs that all stand out from each other. Like, oh shit.
You'd think people would be happy to find out that they can get a great sound and excellent playability for cheap, or that they can completely change their sound with a simple speaker swap. But instead they freak out and tell you that you're wrong and you need to spend thousands of dollars chasing the perfect tone. I'm pretty sure teenage versions of us that start on crap gear wish they had access to inexpensive quality gear coming out today.
Well, we had that last week. We even had one person to go as far as to say, well, it's not about the sound, it's about getting the collector's item. And it's like, hold the fucking phone here for a minute. I thought we were trying to get great sounds. I thought that was the whole point of this, is to record great sounds that we could be proud of, not purchase museum pieces only to be looked at and then sold to other collectors. There's people who play this shit, and then there's people who pretend. Which are you? I want to know. Leave a comment below. Do you play this shit, or are you just looking for an investment? Because the investors can go fuck themselves. If you're releasing music to the world, you need DistroKid. I've been using them since 2015 and they kick ass. If you want to get your tracks out to Apple Music, Amazon, Google Play, and Spotify, and even 150 smaller sites, then cough up a whopping $22.99 a year and you can keep 100% of your earnings. DistroKid also has tons of cool features like Spotify Hyperfollow for more followers, change your image on Apple Music and iTunes, and you can add credits and liner notes too. You can now list musicians, contact info, social media profiles, and hundreds of other roles. And what's really cool, there's now a mobile app so you can upload your music on the go, track your stats, and track your earnings too. DistroKid Splits allows you to pay your collaborators automatically by percentage so you can concentrate on making music instead of learning how to be an accountant. You can change your splits, plus add or remove collaborators at any time, and collaborators even get a 50% discount on their own DistroKid account. There's 3 levels of plans available: Musician, Musician Plus, and even one for labels. Sadly, there's no bass player, only one. They did make it simple enough for anybody to follow. I use DistroKid to put my music online, including this channel's theme song, The Eagle Has Landed, and I even got a license through DistroKid for that cover of Moon on the Water that we did a while back. And that's one of my favorite features, easy cover song licenses. What are you doing watching me? Get over to distrokid.com/VIP/Spectre today and grab yourself a 7% discount on your first year. DistroKid's the easiest way to get your music out to the world. Oh, and just a little update on DistroKid. They've now got their Android app up and rolling. You can use that to upload tracks, find out when your money hits your bank account, and check your streaming stats. Very cool indeed. So all you Android guys who are using DistroKid, go get the app today. Now let's run the Butthurt of the Week.
So basically you're saying if Dimebag played out of an EMG 81 and a dual rectifier, Cowboys from Hell would sound basically the same? Oh my god!
Oh my god! What will the children say? Would somebody think of the children?
What a waste. The poor children.
All right there. Pump the brakes there, dickhead 8122. Wow, great name by the way. Self-prophesizing much? Let me explain it. Let me slow it down a little bit so somebody of your intellect can understand it too. Now, here's the thing. If Dimebag played an EMG 81 versus whatever pickups he had in his guitar, yeah, his tone would stay pretty much the same. Now, we do get a pretty interesting tonal variation, say, between a dual rectifier and a Randall. There's no question about that because solid state heads distort differently than tube heads. A 5150 versus a Soldano versus a rectifier are all kind of going to be variations on a theme. Whereas if you throw, say, an oddball in there, like a Randall solid state head, or one of my favorites, the Sun Beta Lead, that's going to sound very different. Or if you want to throw in a total insane curveball, throw in one of these, a Galleon Kruger MLE. Yeah, this is a full-size 120 watt amp, by the way, guys, and this is from like 1994. This thing's absolutely ferocious. Those are going to sound pretty different, but the defining factor about Dimebag's tone that nobody really speaks of is the fact he was playing through the Randall Jaguar speaker. And that was a very unique sounding speaker, and that was the focal point of his tone because all that other crap gets put through the filter. That is the Randall Jaguar. And that's what created that signature sound. It's just basic physics, and yes, it applies to guitar sounds no matter how much you wish it didn't.
I still get in arguments with people that think that the guitar itself matters in metal. They're just mad that they spent $2,000 on a Gibson.
Well, there's nothing wrong with spending $2,000 on an instrument. I mean, like if it plays nice, if it looks nice, if it feels nice, sure, fine instruments are great. I don't disparage anybody for spending that kind of money, but if you think you're gonna have some kind of sonic advantage through an amplifier because of the guitar you bought, you're fucking delusional. It just doesn't work that way. Now, on the subject of $2,000 guitars, I got something interesting coming up next week. I'm gonna be taking a look at the most expensive guitar I've ever seen come out of China, a $2,000 US model. Is it gonna be good? Is it not gonna be so good? Where do the Chinese get off charging that kind of money? Hey, I wanna know, I wanna hear from you guys. Do you think China is capable of producing a $2,000 guitar? And would you pay $2,000 for a guitar from China? Especially if it had superior quality. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Make sure you don't miss that one, that's for sure.
Here we go again with the begging for subs.
All right, now initially I had a bit of a snarky comment figured out for this one, but I thought, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys and I'm gonna show you what's going on because over the last year, the sub numbers kind of flatlined and I've even lost a few. And that kind of sucks for somebody who's doing 2 and 3 videos a week after week for nearly a decade. I'm still trying to build this thing up and I need your help to grow the channel. And here's the thing, I noticed it's like, wow, like 60% of the people who watch this show actually aren't subscribed. And the reason I'm asking for subscribers is, hey, take a look at this right here. If you look at what happened for the last year on the graph here, you can see it start to spike up like in last November. Guess when I started asking people to subscribe to the show and then showing them, hey, look at this. Like most of you guys aren't actually hitting the subscribe button. I didn't realize that making video after video after video for you guys and then daring to ask you to please hit the subscribe button would be going too far. I mean, like, there's no cost to it. I mean, like, seriously, what's the big deal? And what's the problem in asking for that? Seriously, could you please explain that to me? Because I'm a little unsure about that one.
So, greenbacks are 25 watt speakers. How am I going to run in my son's 100 watt Katana 2x12 when he needs to run that thing flat out?
Very easily. I mean, Edward Van Halen used to run 100-watt Marshalls into cabinets full of greenbacks all the time, and he did just fine. Here's the thing guitar players get confused on all the time, and that's mistaking the speaker's power handling for its sensitivity rating. Now, the sensitivity rating is actually how loud the speaker will be. If you put 1 watt of power through it, how loud the sound will be coming out of it. By way of comparison, check this out. So the sensitivity rating on a greenback is 98 decibels, but the sensitivity rating on a Vintage 30 is 100 decibels. That's only a 2 decibel difference at 1 watt. 98 decibels is pretty fucking loud, that's for sure. And as you increase the power, you're going to get more and more volume out of it. In other words, the greenbacks can definitely kick out the jams, motherfuckers. This is the crux of the whole speaker sensitivity thing. You don't need to run your amp flat out with a set of greenbacks because they will be fucking loud enough.
Hey Glenn, how do you go about hooking up analog gear with an interface? I'm running a Focusrite and been wanting to use real compressors along with my VSTs. I just don't know how to do it. I've been looking online, but I guess I need more of a visual rundown. Much love and mahalos. Hope you can help a guy out.
Hey, Fat Superfly, great question. So glad you wrote in. So here's what you need. You need an interface that has channel inserts, like the Neve 88M had channel inserts. Some of the Audient interfaces have that as well. That's where you've got an input, you got an output, and then you've got a send return, and that's where you would put your compressor in. Unfortunately, some of the more bargain end Focusrite stuff, although it sounds great, does not have channel inserts, so you're kind of screwed. You'd either have to buy an external compressor and then an external preamp as well. That kind of fucking sucks, to be honest with you. So if you're in the market for that kind of thing, you might want to think about trading up your interface if you don't have inserts. Good luck, dude.
What the fuck? Who uses Reaper? What an L.
Oh well, been called far worse.
Why don't you get a US address and ship your stuff there? Would it be cheaper?
Possibly, but then I'd have to go through the whole pain in the ass of, crossing the border, going through customs, picking my stuff up, then crossing back, going through those customs, and having to pay taxes and duties anyway. So, yeah, would it be cheaper? Probably not, and it would be a whole lot less convenient as well. Nice try, though. Hey guys, real quick, just want to let you know we've got an end of year sale going on over at Spectre Digital. I wrote all this down so I wouldn't screw this up. It's going from the 29th to January the 1st. We've got everything 33% off at Spectre Digital. That includes Singularity, Extinction Level Event drums, and my personal favorite, Element bass. The thing that sounds like this. What's more is we've got the Spencer Sotelo course bundle going on right now where you get his guide to audio production plus like 7 other courses. We've got that bundle going on sale till the 1st as well over at Spectre Academy. No, we did not include any of the plugins on that bundle. If you missed out at Christmas, sorry about your luck. Told you that one wasn't coming back. Should have grabbed it while you could. Anyway, you still want to get your hands on some awesome software? Head on over to Spectre Digital today and grab yourself a great and awesome discount.
Glenn, what lens do you use on your Sony FX3 for this video?
I am using a Sigma 24-70 f2.8. It's got that, nice bokeh and everything's super sharp. The thing is, I shoot it like a cinematographer. I don't shoot like a YouTuber, so that means I'm shooting at f4.5 because it's sharp as fuck and gives me a very nice bokeh exactly where I need it without it being, a paper-thin focal plate. Just be aware, guys, and if I can say anything about the whole cameras and lens thing, yes, it's nice to have nice gear, but the most important thing you're going to need is good lighting. With crap lighting, it doesn't matter what camera you got, it's going to look like crap. So I've got like an Amaran up over here as my fill light, and I've got a very nice Intelitech flat light panel here. It's cloth and it's about that deep. I actually showed that off when I did my video about how I swapped my desk out and just how to maximize the space in here. So I used lights that don't quite have the huge umbrellas and domes like I used to use because that just ate up way too much space in here. This seems to be working pretty well. I certainly like it, and it just makes some beautiful light. If you got some money, yeah, get the Intelitechs. They're pretty sick. And I got myself a nice backlight here as well. Look at that. Ooh. If I take off my main light, this is the backlight and the fill light. You can see just how effective that is. So that's just kind of filling in the shadows a little bit on this side, and then we kick on the main, and we're back. How cool is that? Once again, guys, great lighting is the key. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands and thousands on cameras. get good lights, start with that first. It's like audio engineering, you know, it's like I always get guys saying, oh, what monitor should I upgrade to? And I always answer with the same question. What does your acoustic treatment look like? And I usually get blank stares. And it's like, okay, now what we know it needs to be upgraded first.
See, it's quite ironic that many modern guitarists who use plugins and IRs also cannot wrap their heads around the fact that speakers are a very important thing in tone shaping.
Yeah, after doing this show for almost 10 years, here's the one thing I've never said. I've never said musicians are smart. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks to all the new people who came in who hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate coming on board. And once again, thanks to DistroKid, this show's sponsor. DistroKid's absolutely fucking amazing. If you're in a band and you want to get your music out there, check out DistroKid. They're just fucking unbeatable when it comes to getting your music out there and protecting it as well. Not to mention the Spectre Digital sale. We've got everything going for 33% off. If you haven't got Element Bass yet, trust me, you want to get this thing. It's just awesome. Anyway, I'll see you guys back here next week when we take a look at that $2,000 Chinese guitar. That should be interesting. Plus, we're going to have the reveal on the Harley Benton cabinet, who the winners are and what was clip A and what was clip B. Should be quite interesting, that's for sure. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. And until then, have a very safe and happy new year, and don't drink and drive. Take care. As we go to New York, not everything, somehow he made, let me do that one more time. Oh, let me get this. Oh shit, I forgot. Give me one sec.